This is a protective case for a Google Pixel 7a cell phone. I was sent this case to review for free. It would normally cost you about $18. They haven't paid me for my review, and so my opinions remain my own. Alright, so in the box we get the case, and it has on the rear of the case a kickstand, which you can pop out, hold your phone up like that, or slide back in place. The back of the case is plastic. It has a cutout here for the camera slot. It has 3 actuated buttons here on the rubber. It has a red plastic inner bit here. Now, they do not include any directions about how to put your phone into this case, but it appears to me that this plastic pops out of the rubber there. And so I'm assuming you put your phone into the plastic bit and then snap the plastic bit back into the rubber. So there's a little cutout here for the microphone. There's little slots for the cable for the USB-C and the 2 speakers. And so I am going to put this back in. I think I'm going to place it in bottom first because there appear to be little notchy, slotty things in there. We'll see how this works out for me. I'm not certain that you couldn't have put it in side first instead. Okay, so that's snapped in pretty well. It's fitting pretty well. The only thing that rattles is this little kickstand. There's just a little rattle when you shake your phone from the kickstand. Kickstand holds the phone up there. It holds it up there. So you do need just a little bit of a fingernail to get in here and pull that out, but it's not difficult. And if you snap this down, it takes a decent amount of force to pop it out, so I kind of put your thumb underneath and pop it up. If you don't snap it down, I suspect your phone will just fall over. So it definitely has positive engagement. It takes a good amount of force to pop that back in place. Cameras are easily visible here. You have a good couple of millimeters of distance there, and it also pops up the front of your phone a couple of millimeters, so you push this down on a flat surface, your phone isn't going to be touching anything, it's just the edge of the case. So it has rubber all the way around. It's definitely, it adds some size to the phone. It's not very heavy. It doesn't really add a lot of weight to the phone, but definitely adds size. I like the little grippy bits on the sides here, so they're nice and easy to hold on to. The buttons are working just perfectly through it. Let me check some gestures. Yeah, I'm able to gesture from the edges of the phone just fine, so it's able to detect all my gestures, exposing enough of the edge of the phone. So that works pretty well. The only thing I don't like is the shaky from the kickstand. But on the other hand, I really do like the kickstand feature. It is really convenient to have a kickstand on your phone. So cases without kickstands might be a little smaller or lighter, but that kickstand, that is something that is really nice to have just around. So I think I'm willing to put up with a little bit of shake to get that kickstand feature. And really, that's not an issue. Like you pick your phone up, you're a little tink, that's all. You really have to shake it to make it go continuously. All right, so that's the case. You will have difficulty putting any accessories into the USB slot that are not smaller than that. So a cable, no problem. If you have a USB card reader or anything that's wide, it will not work there. There's a decent depth in there. So you can plug a cable in, but you're going to have issues if you're trying to plug any accessories in, an infrared camera or anything like that. And that's pretty much any big plastic case is going to give you those same issues, but something to be aware of. With the Pixel 7a, wireless charging is important. It is charging wirelessly through this case. I don't have a good way to detect if it's reduced the speed at the charge, but it is able to charge through the case wirelessly. So, you know, there's a tiny little bit of metal in the hinge here, but other than that, it's completely plastic. So there's no metal to block the inductive charging. There is some extra space here, you know, though. So there's a couple of millimeters of extra distance between your pad and the phone. So it may reduce the charging speed slightly, but it is not preventing it from magnetically charging or wirelessly charging. And of course, there's how easy is this to remove? So let's give that a shot. There is right in this corner kind of a little lippy place where you can grab, and that makes it pretty easy to grab that around, pull this around, and once you get those two corners off and get a finger underneath this plastic, it looks like it's not going to be super difficult to get the rest of it out there. I got the plastic coming out instead of the phone there, but there we go. So removal is not onerous. It's not something that's going to be done on the fly a lot. So if you have a device that needs to have the case removed, plug in, you know, this case is not super easy to do that with, but it's not difficult either. So here's a view of this kickstand on the inside here, moving in and out. So just to compare it with this other case, you know, this case in and out is a little faster because it has a single part and it's very rubbery. Now, comparing this guy to my previous case, this is a liquid air case. It's basically just all rubber, no plastic bits, no kickstand, but it's significantly thinner. And so you can see there just next to the case here, you know, size-wise, this is going to add a lot less bulk to your phone. I think this guy's going to give a little bit more protection. My estimate here is the black rubber there is about equivalent to the black rubber here, plus you get the plastic bits. So you get some, you know, kind of absorbing, shock absorbing rubber plus the plastic there around your phone. It pops out the front of your phone just a little bit more, so if you're coming down, it protects the screen just a little bit more there. You know, and your cameras are recessed a little bit more. So this case does provide a little bit more protection, and the big feature I think is the kickstand, you know, because that is a nice feature to have, but what you're trading off there is not too much weight. I mean, this is a pretty light case, but this case is not heavy. It's mostly the phone weight. Not so much weight, but bulk, you know, because there is a definite difference here in the finished size of your phone with these two cases. So I think it really comes down to, is the kickstand something you really want to have or not? From a protection standpoint, this adds a little more protection, but I don't think it's a significant big jump up from, you know, kind of the rubber style case.